The White House holds its first summit this morning on working families. Issues like equal pay, the minimum wage, and paid family leave are on the agenda. President Obama discussed the event in his interview last week with Norah O'Donnell. He says working families' needs should be a top priority for businesses and lawmakers.
This is the first ever White House summit on working families. I know you said in your State of the Union, when women succeed, America succeeds. What's the single most important thing you think you can do to help working women?
Well, the question is not just what I can do, but I think what we as a society need to do. And this is an issue that's near and dear to my heart. I was raised by a single mom. Probably the most important financial bedrock of our family was my grandmother. And both of them were strong, hard-working women, but they experienced the glass ceiling. They dealt with child care crises. I'm now married to a pretty strong woman in Michelle Obama, and before we got to this place, she was dealing sometimes with me campaigning or being away, and her having to deal with 2 small children while also working. And now I've got 2 daughters, so I want to make sure that they're able to balance family life and the workplace much better than, or at least their choices will be better than some of the choices that exist before. So the idea of this working summit is to really lift up conversations that every family all across America has every day. The workplace will be more productive, and people will do better if, in fact, they've got a little more flexibility than they currently have.
I mean, you look at even as your oldest daughter does an internship, do you look and say, wow, much hasn't changed, and this is kind of a problem, and I don't want my daughter to have to go through this.
It's important for us not to deny the progress that's been made. Women occupy positions of authority and are able to take advantage of career opportunities that a generation ago might have been blocked. What's also true is that, all too often, child rearing burdens fall on them. They've got to juggle more stuff. What's also true is that across the board in the aggregate, women are making 77 cents for every dollar that a man's making. Discrimination's still taking place. And so part of what we want to do is to lift up the possibilities of changes in federal policy, but we don't want to restrict it to just federal laws. We also want to show that companies on their own initiative will discover that it's good business sense for them to take advantage of or to offer workers more flexibility on the job.
Why is it then, I mean, the majority of the American people back paid family leave that you can't get it through Congress?
Well, we're unique among developed countries in not offering it. We've got, unfortunately, I think a faction of one party that says no to everything, and maybe the summit can highlight that this is not a partisan issue. This is a middle-class issue. This is an American issue.